No, they're not having a big display now. That would definitely be in line with what they do around here, but okay. Okay, let's just see if we're working. Hello? Okay, yeah, we're running fine. You done? No. Okay, that was good timing. Yeah. Okay, we can carry on. So, last time I did the base coat on these. On that camera it doesn't look awful, but you can see that my autofocus is on. I forgot to turn it off. Whoops. I should do that in the setup. I should really remember to move that to the setup. Okay, but yeah, you can see it's patchy as heck. But, well, by the end of last time, I was just moving paint around, not actually painting, so it wasn't going to get any better. So let's move all this off the desk so I can actually start. Half a painted belt. Well, one half painted belt, not half of a. If I want to be pedantic with myself, I will. I think that one would work better. It's already beaten up and nasty. Yeah, that's cooled down enough. Right. So let's mix up the paint. There's plenty of it to mix. Oh, gloves as well. They go down on the floor. Okay, it's not a giant spider, is it? No, it's not a giant spider. I think it's just something that looks like it could be spider-shaped. Okay, I'll say that's mixed. This time, I'm not even sure if I need to go against the grain of what I painted last time. Because it's looking much better just after a little bit on there. If I have to do a third paint coat, because white is one of the worst colours to paint. Any little mistakes just show up like there's no tomorrow. Also, any dirt does. It's like, I'm surprised Apple decided to use white as their colour for so long. It's like, it is the worst. Why would you want your product that colour? I mean, it won't be visible on the camera, but I can actually see the little scrapes in the foam. I have never seen scrapes in foam before. Yeah, it does actually look okay. Well, fortunately I have no pets. That's scary. Unfortunately, they decided to start blowing stuff up right as I started. I mean, personally, I'd be watching it. Fireworks are awesome. Okay, unless you're a small animal, then they're scary. All the ducks that I saw before. I went to a massive fireworks display on a lake, and there were ducks there. They did not give a crap. It's just like... It's like animals are scared of fireworks. I have a video of these ducks just there like, yep, I don't care. It's like the ducks are on the lake. The lake is on fire. And the ducks are just like, yep, this is normal. I think one of them got a little bit bored towards the end and just flew off. But to be fair, those ducks like live on that pond and... Okay, fine, the lake. And I think they have that fireworks display, I think it's every day for like 2 months. So I guess they just got used to it and knew it wasn't dangerous. That's my best guess, but... As per usual, my little heater's going next to me. Yeah, someday I'll actually get heating in this room. Or we'll get to summer and I'll just be roasted. I mean, yeah, you can see the difference in the coverage just from one extra coat. But this paint's going on much faster now. So the plan for today was not to do this section and like all the bits that are going yellow, but having seen how like really thin and bad the coat from last time was, I am actually concerned I may have to do a third coat for like the first time ever. Unfortunately, it's not a problem. I have enough paint to do it, but... You know, if I had a power sander, this would probably go a lot better. And I'd probably have more injuries, but we don't discuss the injuries. As per usual of painting, try not to make too much of a mess. It's not like it took me God, it's about an hour of actually trying to scrub it all off and a shower later, and I still hadn't got it all last time. It's like I washed the next morning and just like bits of paint were still falling off me. It's just, yeah, not supposed to have that much paint. I think towards the end of last time I was joking that I should be attempting to get some on the project, not me. Ow. It's going much better. We just get a little bit more on there. It's going pretty well. Let's go across here because I know I did all of this aiming across last time, so I know it's down now. Now for this second paint coat, I'm actually doing it properly and going at 90 degrees to the paint strokes from last time. I mean, I'll do something properly eventually, right? I don't know what the technical reason is for the 90 degree thing, but it gives you better coverage and hides the lines from where you were shading. I don't know, I'm not an art student. Yeah, this is going much quicker and much better than last time. May not actually take 2 hours this time. I'm going to regret saying that in like 2 hours, aren't I? Where I'm just sitting here loudly cursing it, going, just finish, please. Got some more on there. Turn that around a little bit. Come up here. And slowly go over here. See, this wasn't just painted in one direction last time, which means that I can't really go at 90 degrees. So this time I'm just trying to keep it all in a straight line, so that when I come back, I will be able to go at 90 degrees. There isn't a hole there. I definitely didn't just paint over a big hole and pretend it doesn't exist. It's fun. There we go. Okay, that's going much better. Just just go across there. Yeah, I'm starting to encounter the bit where the paint's just a bit too thick. You've got to be careful to keep it a happy medium instead of like just, you know, daubing on as much as possible. Because if you just shove on as much as possible, it ends up looking bad. Okay, worse. So keep going, tidy up, make sure you get in all the gaps. Okay, and I'm out of paint again. As long as I don't do what I did yesterday and like just slice the top off the whole thing. That was not a smart move for painting. Like literally just drag the whole thing you're painting through the paint pot. Actually quite relaxing doing this. Of course, get the shoulder straps. Don't forget to drink. Dehydration is neither fun nor good for you. Unfortunately, they are yet to see the sense and make it illegal to be dehydrated. And yes, I am aware of the proverb with horses and water and not being able to make them drink, but if it was a thing that if people were dehydrated, you just had to give them, well, it's like, here is some water. It is sufficiently plentiful that we do not have to worry. Here is some free water. Okay, now I've got to stop doing that, and the bit around the bottom, which I have forgotten about. Just keep going. General with this stuff, it's just keep going with it. It takes a while. How have I got paint on me already? Well, okay, I've been painting for a while. Sort of makes sense. I think most of it's from the top straps, and yeah, it actually is around the top straps because I just got some more while I was looking. It's on the edges like that that keep getting me. Swap around. Fortunately for me, I'm done with this section. So let's just go drop that somewhere, it'll be safe. So we'll let that dry before we do the back section. Let's just get the belt quick because it's here. So yeah, with this belt, I'm not entirely sure I'm going to bother doing the back at all. Because, I mean, in theory, no one will ever see it. You know, last time when I said that I've been listening to one song on loop for this entire thing, I haven't changed it, just thought I'd mention it. It's still going. I'm really hoping that the streaming service counts all of these individually, because this artist will be getting a lot of free plays here. And just keep going. I gotta say, when you get down to the end of this stuff, and it's such a stretchy, wobbly material like this, actually quite difficult. Oh well. So, painted one side, not the other. I just dumped that on the end of the table. Okay, yeah, it was starting to get a bit of a bend outwards, so I just warmed it up a little and bent it inwards. I think the bend is probably down to the amount of paint that's okay, when things dry and cool down, they get smaller, which means it'll pull upwards. Okay, like some bits you can't go at 90 degrees, like when you're doing the cutting in around the edges there. So you're just gonna have to forgive that that's not done right. It's fair enough. And realistically, underneath like this, I'm only doing these sections, like the center sections that are going to be yellow, I'm only painting white now to give them like a single tone, because if it's all blotchy like this, it'll show through the yellow. And if it shows through the yellow, it affects the final look. And you don't want that. Okay, you might want that, but you shouldn't want that. And with these things, the paint job is as important as any part of the armour crafting. I gotta say, it feels really weird going over foam that's this textured. I mean, usually when you're going over this stuff, it's just a big flat sheet and then you've got to make it look textured with paint afterwards. But actually having it? Ugh, weird. Fortunately, as you can see, this is much easier to do this time. I think I said that earlier. Okay, look, in all honesty, there's only so much you can really say while painting the same thing 4 times. So, expect some bad lines about paint. I should have prepared some. And a little bit around here. There you go. Let's get the edges because they're going to be visible-ish. The back, I do not care though. I wonder if there are any judges who mark you down if you don't bother doing the bit you can't see. It's like, yeah, but nobody's ever going to see it, so does it matter? You know, they can see it then, so maybe it does matter. Do note, there's no way that this type of thing is going for proper judgings. This is a fun build. Okay, so that one's done. So you can check that by there. Grab the next one. Let's get me some more paint. Bad ball. Shouldn't really smack it, but part 1, it's not a child, it's a bottle, and part 2, smacking it, it's a bottle. The worst that happens smacking a bottle is you knocked some of the paint down to the bottom. And I did it again. Oh, a piece straight in the paint. It's okay, it's all the same colour and it's the one it went into, so it doesn't really matter. Don't know what that one was. It's okay. Tomorrow's going to be the good one. I mean, I should be streaming tomorrow, but I don't know. At the moment, we shouldn't really have any fireworks displays going on. These public ones, because they'd never make their money back on it. Because you can't invite the public in to the fireworks. But on that, for people who don't know, 5th of November. I'm sure that the British have made enough of a fuss about it that the world knows. But you know, like, to be fair, the mask from V Vendetta is used by anonymous around the world, and it's literally called a Guy Fawkes mask, so if they don't know who Guy Fawkes is... Oh wait, I can complain about cultural appropriation for the entire world. I just realised that. No, that's our crazy person who tried to blow up Parliament. Tried and failed. On that, I mean, hello heating, yes, I forgot to turn you off, sorry. It's my boiler letting you know it's here. And I should probably get a graphics card that's capable of doing noise reduction. Now, would I even be able to run like RTX voice on this PC? I mean, the VODs of these streams are in 720p for a reason. I mean, I may as well continue, so basically the stream itself, I do it 720 at about 3 megabit, because I mean 3 megabit is a reasonable expectation for someone to have as a download speed, at least like for my country. I don't know everywhere else. But it's a reasonable low end that you could expect people to get to, and I'm not exactly being a jerk with that. It's like the deals that you get on like a meal and things like that would get you better internet than 3 meg. But I've done plenty of video tests to find out what bitrate you actually need for quality, and like free for 720p is okay, but like the minimum that I'd say is good for 1080 is 8, and I mean Twitch only allows 6. So I mean you can make of that what you want. So when I broadcast, I go at lower. I go at 720 while I'm live, but I also record it while I'm live and put up the VODs later. If you're watching the VODs later, you will know about that. But local record normally, I'm doing at 1080 at about 20 megabit per second. But on this PC, if I put it up to 1080, I start dropping frames like mad because this CPU is not capable of it. Now, to people saying, why don't you use the graphics card? It's a CPU bottleneck to the graphics card. It's like, as it's currently running, As it's currently running now, I'm using about 50% GPU and about 50-odd% CPU. It jumps up to about 80 on both if I'm doing different resolutions. And when that happens, I start dropping frames and getting glitches, and I don't know, it's just annoying to watch, and I don't want that type of quality problem happening. So what I do is just accept the fact that on this computer I'm sort of screwed. Even though I have plans, and like when this is done, hopefully once this Armour's done, I'll be getting... Okay, so it's not a new computer down here, but the rig that I used to use upstairs I'll hopefully be restoring, because that one admittedly had problems, but that was my decision that caused it. For anyone who has ever just gone, oh, CPU isn't on the accepted compatible list, screw it, I'll try anyway. Yeah, I did that, and that's what's on my previous rig, but I have a CPU that is compatible with it, and I'm going to be swapping those out, rebuilding that computer, and I mean, if it works, it'll be able to handle this easily. Yet to decide what to do with this one afterwards, though. I mean, at this point, I have accepted that she ain't gonna die. Okay, like, we'll die someday, but definitely not going to go into retirement. It's like... I mean, she has been put into retirement like 5 times now. Just does not care, keeps on going. Gets put into retirement, the one that replaces her gives up, and then gets pulled out of retirement to replace the one that replaced her. Gets pulled out of retirement again. But some things you just can't retire. is odd, but even like the small amount that I do per day, like yeah, an hour or two a day recording wise is not a lot compared to some, or most actually, but I mean I could do more, but I chose the hour or two that I'm doing now because I had work to deal with, and you know, you don't want to do 8-hour shift with like 2 hours getting there and back just to get home and then spend all the rest of the time. Then you don't get an opportunity to exercise, sleep, or anything else. Okay, that's painted. It's like you don't get an opportunity to sleep or anything if you choose to do it like that. But yeah, even with the small amount that I've... sorry, yeah, this is rambling, but I'm at least trying to get back on topic here. So yeah, I'll continue rambling. I'll get back to talking about this computer then a bit. But the amount of data that's literally recording every minute at 20 megabit per second does, it's pretty big file-wise. Which means that I have a data storage problem, and you know, having a cupboard full of external hard drives is not the best. It just makes me look embarrassing. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with the LAN card, and the CPU is fine for basic stuff. It's just I wouldn't want to, well no, I shouldn't be doing stuff like streaming off it. So I'm thinking just fill up all the hard drive bays with big hard drives. And then I don't have to worry about storage for a while. So yeah, back to this one. Like, this PC may just become my like footage storage server. Or just like a mega size external hard drive with its own CPU. Come on, let's get some more paint out. Okay, that's gross. I am choosing to continue to do it, but it doesn't mean it's not gross, it just means why not? gotta say, these do look a lot better with the second coat. Apart from that one bit where I can see a hair that's dropped onto it, that's annoying me. Get off. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's a stream I have planned coming up. Just do a CPU transplant between two computers. Completely rebuild the entire case because I've salvaged all the fans out of the old one. And then hope they work. Maybe tape that fan, or maybe tape that hard drive, or sorry, no, the SSD down, so it's not just thrown on the floor. Because I am aware that I play so badly that you would never think that I practice, but I do actually have a practice computer. And it's currently working. Now you would just say, why don't I just bring the practice one down here? I was like, well, then what am I going to practice on? It's the eternal flaw in the argument. I'm not entirely sure the stream would be any better if like the first half hour is me going, what button do I push? I don't know what any of this is. What do you mean you're running in like standard or like standard definition? How are you running in standard definition? Actually, something I was shouting at a game the other day. I was playing through the Command & Conquer remastered group because I hadn't played the originals properly. So I was just... So yeah, I've played through those, but because they're the remaster, they've been done so they just assume that you've got a good monitor instead of like a standard definition square CRT. So when I launched 3, which is the original, it just went like, well, it's pre-2010, you probably have like square CRT. And then, of course, because of the age of it, it was just like, oh, we don't recognize a 10 series NVIDIA. I don't know what that is. Let's put everything on minimum, just in case. Minimum settings. Because that's what most games do, is if it can't tell what you're running, it'll just go, minimum settings. They're most likely to work. To be fair, it's exactly what Windows does. When you first install it and don't have graphics drivers, that's exactly what it's running. It's like, What is the lowest resolution I can do that works with everything? Also, if you want to mark everything that I'm running that isn't like my main rig that I game and record on at once, it's actually running a 1050. So it's not producing anything graphics wise, it doesn't require any power. I mean, basically it just has to encode footage from the webcam and transmit it, and that's it. I mean, I could probably use a laptop to do this. In fact, I have laptops that are newer than this computer that could probably do it. I mean, I'm not going to test them. The last time I tried to stream on a laptop, it melted my desk. Because, you know, you don't just like go, oh, I'm going to go and do things proper. I'm just going to go do a full show off something. You test whether it'll work first. I mean, I know people get annoyed at 30 FPS, but it was a slideshow. It's like air coming out off of the cooler was in the 90s. It thermal throttled back. I think it was running at like 0.1 gigahertz. No, it actually, the scale in Task Manager had dropped down to megahertz. It was going so slow. It's like, your CPU is running in megahertz. Are you okay with this? I guess so. You know, getting distracted whilst you're just painting like 100 things, it's fine. Get this side. Unfortunately, I am getting paint on some bits that shouldn't have paint on, but I gotta say, not caring is one of the best ways to get paint on quick. Now, over the course of like an entire thing, I've probably whistled the entire song by now. I just thought of that while whistling a little bit. I was just like, I do that occasionally, don't I? Oof. Okay, and a hand painted for the second time. Ooh, we are looking about hour and a half finished this time. Told you it was going quicker. Last time we were coming towards the end and I was all like, hey, I wonder if I'm even going to finish. This time, this time, not a chance of me failing. Again, hydration, important. Enjoy. Hey look, it beats the PSA that's like the other people are coming out with. Although, to be fair, I can't really disagree with hydrate or dihydrate. It's possibly the most silly one I've ever heard of, but would also work. So I don't have that much paint on me yet. Doing so much better this time. Wow, that one is so far back. Well, it's a bit late to think about, but I think there should probably be spikes on the hand. There's not really much I can do about it now, but still. It feels more like it belongs there than not. to have spikes. Thematically accurate, I think, is the right wording. It's like with the theme of the rest of it. Ugh. And there you go. Oh, did I do the thumb on the other? Oh no, I started with the thumb on the other one. I think that time I was just painting straight on myself, not even trying. Okay, and just the thumb left. You know, to put plate over a thumb is a bad idea. If you actually look at cricket gloves, which, by the way, most people use cricket gloves for power armor gloves. On one, you will only have padding on one hand on the thumb. The other side, you just have a regular glove, like it's just a thumb, oh sorry, just skin thickness on the thumb. So let's flip it over. Oof. Okay. So you can't really see it here, but the reason why I don't like using the coloured stuff underneath, you can see this bit here. I don't know how well the camera's picking up, but this is slightly pink shifted compared to that, which is plain white. Whereas you can see the colour difference there to there, and that's through a layer of primer. So it's literally picked the colour out, shoved it through the primer, through the paint. It's like, if you can see the difference there between the pinky colour there and the white colour there. This is a problem that I have always had with that type of foam. It's why I stopped using it, but I still have bits of it in stock around the place. I've had the same colour with pens bleeding through as well. It's like, yeah, you can see it's already bleeding through into this. I don't know how it does it, but I don't know what dye they use, but heck is it strong. So yeah, if you want to do like serious and you've got to get color accurate, don't use that stuff. If you're doing something for fun and you don't really care, or it's going to be black, grey or dark colours, just go for it. That stuff will be fine, because as you can see it's a really light pinky colour it's going. I mean, just look one side to the other now. Again, I don't know how accurate you can tell with that camera, but probably not very, it's a webcam. If you compare it next to the regular one, sorry, that's still wet. But yeah, that'll be pinky colour forever, but also I'm going over it with like yellow and oranges, so I'm not that worried. If you want to do this properly, unlike me, do not drag the freshly painted stuff along the table. Okay, hopefully that'll be enough. Oh wow, where did it pick that black up from? I may have missed a black when I missed a bit of black out when I was cleaning the brush. It literally just changed colour straight. Yeah, it's like, yep, black now. Like, what? Where did that come from? To be fair, I'm so glad the bit that's messed up is the back. I consider that pinky off-white as being a mess up, okay? It's fine. But at least it's somewhere where it ain't gonna bother me. Again, how many people are gonna be taking pictures of my butt? Well, that was your opportunity to chip in and go, everyone. Well, at least I like it. don't. I don't, but I don't want to be discouraging. It's not fair. I know my butt, it's doing the best it can with what it has. Ooh, got a bit of mist. Is that an entire back section I have to repaint? Nope. Okay, we're okay. Across here, get this bit. Let's try to get it on camera because sort of the point, not entirely the point. I can't believe this is going so quick. So yeah, I have to remember that camera is actually aimed at an angle. So, I mean, well, this area is on camera, but the height this is above the table is not. And I have to actually actively remember that to try to get it in shot. Hopefully that is the one of the last bits of white I have to do. Because I've got to go around the bottom as well. Which now, yeah, if you ever see me in real life and I'm wearing this armour, that's pink. It's not meant to be, but it will be. Pinky purple, and you know why, because you've seen the production. I mean, I can add unlimited white on top of that, it'll never work. It's good enough, because even if it's a pinky colour, it's still correct. Because it just needs to be a consistent colour. It doesn't need to be a specific one. Okay, and that's... well, shockingly, that's actually done. So now I can just see some bits that look blotchy. That's all. Just go over them quick. So all these bits are just going to remain white. So if it looks blotchy, I should just go in and see what I can do about it. Right. So that's it for today. Okay, so I've got to wait for this coat to dry, and I mean, we've got half hour till time, and even if I put it straight on the heater, I don't think it'll be dry enough to do the yellow in half hour. So again, this is something that I do, whether I do it on camera or not, is I clean off whatever I've been spreading paint over and get as much of it back into the pot as possible. It's a little bit damp. Just squeeze a little bit out. And yes, they're the same type, same color. Is that it? Well, I mean, I could have at least tried to get some of it in. I just sprayed all over the table. There you go. That's not really a significant saving, but it does mean that I'm not wasting as much. It seems a little bit drier in this one than it does in that one. I'm definitely not just wasting time here or anything. Come on. Ah. Most of it's to the end. Squish. There you go. Okay. I think I've salvaged enough there. It's all mixed fine. I do have others, but I don't have any that's that brand, so I don't know how well they'd mix. Okay. And as I said, that's enough time wasting now. Well, thanks for coming to the third layer of painting. I'll be back next time with more paint. And see you then, I guess. Bye.